Hello everyone. Well, I'm sitting here with Dr. Robert A. Rakowski, and in the flesh, I've read and I've heard a lot about your work. And first time I heard about Robert was through Paul Check like 8 years ago. And I also know that Charles Follicon is a friend of yours, and he also uses your work in his work. Well, tell us something about yourself, Bob.
Well, I've been really a student of health for at least 30 years now, starting with my own health journey. But I like to try to simplify things, and I like to tell people that the only way to have health is to earn health. And that's harder in our world because it's become progressively intoxicated and malnourished. And I talk about the deadly quartet being stress, toxins, malnutrition, and sadly, physical inactivity. So those are the major things we address with people. When we teach them to live healthy, we tell them they need to eat right, drink right, think right, move right, sleep right, poop right, talk right every single day. And if you do that, you have a good chance of having a wonderful and healthy existence.
And you are an expert in endocrinology, nutrition, and also clinical director of the Natural Medicine Center in Houston.
Correct, yes. Yeah. 21 years clinical practice, seen cases ranging from end-stage cancer that very fortunately we've turned some of those people around. And then I've been very blessed to see some of the best athletes in the history of the planet, and we've been able to extend their careers and even enhance them as well. So very fortunate to have had such a wonderful patient base.
Well, one interesting thing is that you have mentioned that genetics, our genetics, doesn't really play that big of a role in health as I thought it used to be. Yeah,
we're now realizing, Science Magazine published that genetics can be as little as 10%. I personally think it's significantly less than that. So there's this whole new concept called epigenetics, which translates to above the genes. And we know there are major factors that determine which genes are expressed. We used to think that one gene would only make one protein in human physiology. Now we realize it can make more than 30,000 variations of every single protein just based upon our lifestyle and our demands. So if you live healthy, you'll make healthier proteins and therefore have better function.
Which makes me feel very good, because then I am more in charge of my life than I actually thought I was.
Yeah, but when people fall into the trap of thinking that their genes are their destiny, they really fall short. So Time Magazine literally had a cover story that said why your DNA is not your destiny. You will influence what's turned on. So for instance, let's say that you were predisposed to obesity, and maybe you were, who knows, but with an active lifestyle, that intervention alone reduces the expression of obesity genes by 40% over just 1 year. So what if you add 2 years together, 3 years, 5 years? You can undo completely the genetic vulnerability to obesity, as well as risks for other diseases.
And whatever you do now, you also pass on, like, what is it, 4 generations?
Yeah, that's one of the amazing things is they found you don't only share your genes, you share the epigenetics as well. So bad strategies in animals can pass on disease predisposition for 4 generations. And the sad reality is, in animal studies, it takes 4 generations to undo the negative effects of epigenetics. So we can create a terrible spiral with bad choices.
Super interesting. And now I have another one. Since what is your take on intermittent fasting?
Well, I think healthy people could potentially do it. Way back when it was a part of every single religion. We know if you don't put toxins in the body, you're going to be okay. The journal Carcinogenesis published in 1999 that in a calorie-restricted state, the first cells that will die are pre-malignant and malignant cells. So it seems to have an anti-cancer benefit as well. Calorie restriction is the #1 mechanism of longevity ever studied. Now herein comes the problem. Now we have 87,000 registered toxic chemicals in the environment. Those are the ones that are registered. Who knows how many are not registered? Scientists estimate, and I think they dramatically underestimate, that everybody walking around has 700 toxins in their system. I think it's more in the order of many thousands. Most of these toxins are fat soluble, so they store in our body fat. In a fasting state, you're going to release some of these toxins into the system.
Okay.
We know that phase 1 of liver detoxification is protein dependent. It's called the cytochrome P450 enzymes. We also know that we use amino acids and glutathione, again protein dependent, in phase 1 and phase 2 of liver detoxification. So a fasting state will slow down detoxification significantly, and unless you're incredibly healthy and incredibly clean, it's probably not the best idea in today's environment.
And sadly enough, it's often not those people who choose intermittent fasting. It's those, the fat ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they really have trouble, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like to say that it's malpractice to support weight loss without supporting detox, because these people will poison themselves by liberating toxins from their fat.
Yeah. Very good answer. Thank you. And since we are into detox, we detox every time we exhale, and when we go to sleep.
Sure.
But how often do you reckon we should detox, a proper detox, like?
It's going to be case by case, but for healthy people, and the U.S. Statistical Abstract says that only 1.5% of the U.S. population is considered healthy. Healthy people should detox with 2 intense weeks every single year. And I suggest that maybe 6 out of 7 days of the year they should do at least one detox shake, because we really need to address this. We're constantly being exposed. As we showed some of the data in the class, Columbia University has sampled air around the United States, and they found that every bit of air was toxic. So the air is water, the air is toxic, the water is toxic, the food is toxic, we make our toxins, and more so than ever in human history. So we need to really focus on detoxification, 2 intense weeks a year, and at least daily minor support.
And when you say a detox drink, you mean nutritions that support your...
Sure, yeah, there's a medical food, and you have it here in Sweden, you know, Ultra Clear Plus pH, that is proven to enhance the elimination of toxins by giving you the nutrients that you need for both phase 1, phase 2 of liver detoxification, as well as alkalizing the urine to pull out even a higher level of toxins.
Well, if you would give one single best health advice, what would that be?
Oh.
Not sleeping.
Yeah, no. But we start at the very base of the love of the life pyramid, which is love, right? And I like to quote Agmandino. He's got a long dissertation on love, but his final comment is, and most of all, I will love myself, for when I do, I will zealously inspect all things that I allow to enter my mind, my heart, my soul, and my body. And if you have that level of zeal, if you really look at everything that you bring into your body, good in, good out. If you put good things in, you're going to have better things coming out of your body in terms of energy, emotion, and love is contagious. So I think it is the greatest gift on the planet, and we should all cultivate it.
It's a different answer, but it's deep, and it's got to sink in, and when you actually realize what it means, it's an extremely good answer.
I think it is. I think it's the answer.
The answer. Anything you want to add to the interview, Bob?
You know, I really enjoy our time here in Sweden. You know, there's a lot of great people that have made it possible, so I want to thank them. You know, Peter Wilhelmsson, Mac Pompeius Willantis on this trip. Christopher Bergstrom was instrumental in sharing the word that I was coming. You know, Paul Check, Charles Pollockman. These are great people that have helped to share the message, and I'd love to come back and share it with more people. So if you can help do that, I appreciate you, and thanks for making my week.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you very much for the interview. Your time.